My name is Brian Gibbons. I've been an educator in the state of South Carolina for the past 16 years, where I have had the opportunity to work with elementary students of all ability levels in a rural setting. I will be serving as a lead educator for this project. The locally targeted learners for this project are South Carolina 4th grade students ages 9 to 10 of all ability levels. I would like to collaborate with a 4th grade class in the state of New York to complete this project because the content is related to 4th grade standards in both states. This project focuses on the American Revolution and seeks to assist students in identifying their state's role in the fight for freedom. Students will meet online to compare and contrast key events taking place in each state and to discover universal truths related to the American Revolution. Students will be able to contextualize their state's role in the American Revolution, balance listening, speaking, leading, and following while working in a group, and respect the ideas of people from various backgrounds. Through it all, students will use technology to connect with learners outside of their community. For the project task, students in New York will read I Survived the American Revolution 1776 by Lauren Tarshish, while students in South Carolina will read The Keeping Room by Anna Myers. These realistic fiction novels focus on battles of the American Revolution that took place in each state. Although these books are different, students will complete common tasks that reveal truths about the American Revolution that are applicable to all colonies and states. Throughout the 20 school days of the project, students will meet online through Skype meetings and Schoology discussion boards to explore the content revealed through their respective novels. On day one of the project, both classes will participate in a Skype meeting to get to know each other. On day 3, students will be divided into learning communities made up of 2 students from each class or 4 students in all. For the remainder of the project, students will use Schoology, Microsoft Sway, ThingLink, Read Write Think, and Skype to collaborate. For the culminating project, students will work together in their learning communities to create a presentation comparing and contrasting their state's role in the American Revolution. Using the PowerPoint tool in Office 365, students will collaborate in real time to create their final presentation together. The presentation will include information regarding each respective geographical region, British occupation in each state, information regarding the key battles studied, effects of the outcome of each battle, and their state's role in the American Revolution. PowerPoint presentations will be narrated and posted to Schoology for each class to view and give feedback. Learners will communicate through Schoology discussion boards as a whole group throughout the project. On day 3, students will be divided into learning communities of 4 students where they begin connecting using both Schoology and Office 365. Students will use Skype for face-to-face meetings and Schoology for discussions and file sharing. All collaboration will take place during class time. Because the discussion board posts are not real-time conversations, these assignments can be completed at any time during the day assigned. Because both schools will be located in the same time zone, teachers will plan a common time to attend the live Skype meetings and PowerPoint online collaboration. For the final presentation, students will work within their learning communities to create a presentation using PowerPoint online. Within the group, each student will assume the role of a facilitator, quality checker, or timekeeper each day during the completion of this task. Because the task spans the course of 5 days, students may rotate their roles throughout. Because New York and South Carolina are very different culturally, we acknowledge the fact that students from each location may notice differences between their collaborating peers. To ensure that we are prepared to manage any challenges related to diversity with sensitivity and responsibility, we will focus on the tenets of shared inquiry as we work together. To determine the student's success in achieving the goals set forth in each of the content, cultural, collaboration, and 21st century skill-related learning outcomes, self-assessments, peer assessments, and instructor assessments will be utilized. Self-assessments are scheduled to allow students to receive feedback prior to peer or instructor assessments. Content objectives will be assessed throughout the project using self-assessments and instructor evaluations. On day 1, 10, and 20, students will complete a self-assessment evaluating their knowledge of their state's role in the American Revolution. Instructor assessments of the content objective will take place after each discussion board post and after the final presentation. To assess student progress toward the cultural learning objective, students will complete a self assessment on day 5 and will be evaluated by peers on day 8. Information gathered from this assessment will be used to inform student growth prior to the final cultural skill instructor assessment on day 20 upon submission of the final presentation product. To assess student progress toward the collaboration learning objective, students will complete a self assessment on day 5. After this assessment, students will be evaluated using peer assessments on days 10 and 20 of the project. Students will also be evaluated using the instructor assessment after completion of the final presentation on day 20. To fairly assess the collaboration skill, an individual performance component will factor into the final score for the group project on the summative presentation rubric. This will ensure that the grade received by the student will be determined by factoring both the student's performance and the group's performance. To assess the 21st century skill, students will be monitored multiple times throughout the completion of the project. On day 5, students will complete a self-assessment, and on days 8 and 20, technology skills will be assessed by their peers. The instructor will complete assessments after creation of the Thing link on day 5, timeline on day 8, and final presentation on day 20. This project provides a virtual experience that utilizes technology in real and purposeful ways while developing a true picture of the role that each state played in the war for independence. The only piece to this puzzle that's missing is a partner class. Would you consider joining us?